Good afternoon, everyone. I hail from a world that is literally on the opposite side of where we're sitting right now. I was born in Amritsar, North India, on the border of India and Pakistan. I was blessed to be born at a place where learning three languages was part of who you were. I fell in love with something called medical poetry. I tried to extend the theme of lost in translation, just being besides English to Hindi to Urdu to whatever languages that we represent, to also adding to it another language that we all deal with, that is the medicine's language, which is, even though written in the same alphabet as English, is its own language. A patient that I saw while I was in my first year as a med student. A patient to us, but a daughter to the mother of the patient. How we, or I as a doctor or medical student, was thinking about autism was very, very different from what a mother whose child has been diagnosed with autistic or autism spectrum disorders. I like to think of this child as my own, whose name is Otto. Atypical minds in a stereotypical world. Otto didn't look at his mommy the same way other children did. Otto didn't peekaboo every time his daddy hid. Like any other baby, Otto wanted to smile. But he didn't know what that meant. And every time I tried to touch to comfort him, it turned out to be a terrible accident. With time, I realized Otto was unique. Focused on self-needs, his desires were concrete. He flapped and rocked and twiddled and knocked. Every time the emotions became a little too much. And when I took him to a doctor, as human as you and me, he told my boy was autistic and there wasn't a cure as such. He was fixated to routines, always fidgeting with his toy trains, restricted speech and intelligence not at par with what they considered normal brains. But in a world with people with a billion hues, who decides how you choose to define the IQ? In a world where every parent wishes their child to have an extraordinarily unique skill, why does a little boy with a neurodivergent prophecy pay the bill? When asked, the misguided messiah in white said, a few lucky ones with Asperger's who function high might excel in a specific sphere, whereas the ones with childhood disintegrative disorder are too regressive to even care. No longer are considered autistic the girls who suffer from Rett. The boys instead die in utero, paying an inescapable debt. A development pervasively disordered, PDD. That's how genius men decided this condition shall hereafter be honored. Cursed by obsessions and compulsions, fascinated by logic in trivial things, among blind men, yet unable to see the whole, savants would be celebrated as one-eyed kings. They profess, and I accept. Autism is a spectrum. Not all brains are born the same. But my soul disagrees when they call it yet another diseased mind game. To answer, why my boy, why my girl, why my girl? Genetics, valproate, increased paternal age, all stand strong against the vaccination pseudo-rage. The management, the mother asks me, what is the management? Because that's what we're here for, right? What do we do about it? And the best answer that I get out of my mouth is collaborative behavioral modification sprinkled with hints of metacognition. Amazing. We have something for you, right? Heavy words, really heavy words. But still no cure. But is autism even a disease? Are we really, really sure? It might be, but have we given it enough of a thought? A brain that's wired different is not necessarily a mind that's diseased. Atypical minds in a stereotypical world that we have chosen it to be, they would rather be only if we changed how being normal was perceived, how being normal was perceived. Thank you.